Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm back with you with another talking video. It's been a highly requested video about how to get in with model agencies, how to start working with model agencies, how to get the models you want for the tests you shoot, and so on. I think lots of you guys are struggling with it, so I thought why not give you a few tips that will hopefully help you along the way. So first, I would like to thank Squarespace for sponsoring this video. I've been using them for years myself, so I was delighted to have them on board. They have loads of really nice templates that you can use. It's very inexpensive, so it's a perfect option if you guys want to create your own website, or it's your first time and you don't necessarily have hundreds and hundreds of dollars or euros to spend on web designers and so on. They're super simple to use. There's no unnecessary updating, so it's perfect for you guys starting out if you want to create your own website. If you guys want to check it out, go to squarespace.com/Anita and you will get 10% discount at the checkout. Definitely make sure to check them out. I hope you'll enjoy them as much as I do. Okay, so let's chat model agencies. To start with, I will build a strong book. I don't mean a massive book, I mean literally a few shoots with very strong portraits or have bodies. Be creative. Find people that you think are going to add something to your book. Make sure that they are very strong portraits, very strong half bodies, very minimalistic. Check out some photographers that do tests. One of the greatest examples is Remy and Kasia. I'm going to link their website below. That's going to be a good example to you and kind of a good pointer in which way to go with your photos. When you take the photos, keep them absolutely minimal, absolutely no hair, no makeup, or if there is hair and makeup, just keep them as natural as possible. Use very simple clothing, so let's say a t-shirt and jeans. Don't overcomplicate it, don't overdo it. No model agencies really want to see heavily retouched photos or heavily made up photos, because they want their models to be as natural as possible. When you create a book for a model, it's for her to show that she's a blank canvas and she can be transformed into whatever the client wants. So they have to have a good idea of what she looks like naturally. So when you contact model agencies, it's always good to start nice and simple. Just introduce yourself, say, hey, my name is Anita, I'm 25 years old, I work in Dublin, I would love to expand my book and do some tests with your models. Would you have any new faces interested? Is there anybody that needs new portfolio images? Here's an example of my photos, and maybe attach literally 3 or 4 photos if your book isn't big and you don't feel comfortable with sending them to your website or whatever. It's super simple, it doesn't have to be a lot. It's just to kind of show them kind of what you're made of and what your style is like. The easiest thing you can do for yourself is to start with the smaller agencies. Obviously, it's much easier to get in with the smaller agencies. It's a bit less known, and it's just because, they might need tests more than the bigger agencies who have sometimes dedicated people to test for them. Start smaller and then build your way up slowly. Don't get discouraged if some of the bigger agencies don't reply to you. When I was starting my photography career, I didn't know certain things. I didn't know I had to keep the shots natural, so I would have kept them quite heavy, and a lot of agencies didn't want to work with me for years. So once you've done that introduction and hopefully the model agency replies to you, they will probably send you a package of models that are available or that would be interested in testing with you. So you can have a look at them, see kind of who you like the most, who suits your idea the most, or who suits your style the most. There are certain models that would be amazing, but maybe they're not necessarily great for you, or they are not what you're looking for. Let the agency know if the model is supposed to do her own hair and makeup and if she's supposed to self-style. A lot of tests that I do are still shot this way because I feel like it's just the most effortless. The girls usually know what looks best on them. So obviously, if it's a completely new girl and she doesn't really have an idea, you have to make sure tell them that you don't want any heavy makeup or heavy hair, that she should come with just maybe foundation on her face and mascara. So just be very clear and very specific. It's always a good idea to maybe go to the likes of Primark if you have one around you, or one of the kind of cheaper shops, and just buy some basics, maybe buy a few shirts and maybe like a blazer, like a white shirt, this kind of stuff, or maybe even use whatever you have in your closet. There's endless possibilities really, so you can always return this stuff, so you're not going to be losing out money, but this way you're going to make sure that this is the kind of styling that you want exactly. Some agencies are going to send you forms to sign. Obviously, every agency is different. For example, in Ireland, they don't really do that, but I know they send forms to sign in Poland and in France. So keep that in mind. It's usually just a simple form that says that you're only going to use the photos for your portfolio and they are not going to be sold commercially. And if they are sold commercially, they have the right to charge you or charge the client. That's just to protect you and the agency at the same time. Make sure that you don't contact model agencies about tests during the likes of Fashion Week and any kind of like big events like that, because loads of their models go to castings constantly and you know they're really busy and they don't really have time to test because they're going to skip on important castings. So the agencies might not be willing to reply to you. It's always a good idea to maybe start contacting agencies slightly before Fashion Week, maybe like 2 or 3 months in advance, because then is the time when the girls need their portfolios built the most. So that's going to kind of increase your chances of the agency saying, yes, sure, we would love to test with you. So once you have the photos on your computer, make sure to retouch them as quick as possible. Sometimes even the next day is ideal. If you can't do next day for some reason, just do it the following day, but try and be as quick as possible. Obviously keep the retouching minimal, go very, very light. Loads of agencies love this very natural style, this almost like a lifestyle kind of look. So once you have that done, send them the images. Hopefully they will like it. So for some reason the agency isn't happy with the photos, if they think, you know, you want too heavy with the retouch or so on, maybe it's a good idea to ask them for their opinion, ask them in where you could improve and what could you do better. So, you know, maybe say, what did you think about the images? Is there anything you would prefer me to do better next time? If for some reason they don't respond to you and they're not very cooperative, because it happens all the time, just don't get discouraged. You know, try and contact different model agencies, try and work with them instead. And maybe when you build a stronger book, come back to the first agency maybe in a while. But maybe you won't want to, maybe you'll get a different agency to work with. I feel once you get the connection with the agency, it's going to be easier for you to get the models you want and, you know, maybe request particular models that you want for a certain project. So I find at the beginning, when the model agencies give you models, they will usually give you the very, very beginners. And it is sometimes very frustrating because those kind of models don't really know how to move the best necessarily and so on. So it is going to be a bit more tricky. But I find once you provide them photos that they like, they are going to trust you a bit more and give you a wider selection of models, give you more control over who to pick and who you want to test with. But it does take time, so be patient and in a way accept what the agency gives you. You know, sometimes you might not be delighted with the model, and unless you really, really hate her, then I would recommend that you test with them anyway. Also, once you did a bunch of tests, it's easier to ask the model agencies for your own tests. So let's say editorial or anything you want to do, and they are going to be more than happy to give you the models just on test basis. Just always be very upfront with the agency. You know, if you're not sure about something, or maybe if you have a certain girl you would like to test with, it's always worth asking about her as well. If she's too busy, or if she has too much paid work, or if she doesn't do tests, they'll probably let you know, but there is a chance that she would be happy to work with you. So always try your luck, and the worst thing they can say is no. Okay guys, so I hope you found this video helpful. I hope improves your relationship with the agencies in the future. Let me know if you have any tips about how to get in with model agencies, kind of what your experience is, what you had to go through and so on. I would love to hear your stories. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time.